Hello guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. It is Monday to each and every one of you guys. If this is your first time in my life, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs, and I mean rooted. African traditions and sciences are where we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To those that do not understand and do not know, that my live is for all of those that are melanated people that are in the church, that are practicing the ATR. What's up, Aries? And also for those that are not in the church anymore because of probably a reason of church. But you still got church influence, but you practice in the ATR. And this is, I teach on my platform about universal laws that are applicable to melanated people. What's up there? Alafia. Assalamu alaikum. To you as we're African crystal goddess. All right then. To each and every one of you guys, do not understand, I am a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, and my rising sign is Pisces. So let me explain this to you. Blessings to each and every one of you guys. I'm here to teach. Even though I give you practical wisdom, I don't tell people how to think, how to believe, what to do. Because I believe that grown men and women should make decisions for themselves. I also believe that grown men and women also understand how the laws affect them, whether they're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria. Good afternoon, Mother Susan, the mother of our church. What's up there, Mama Susan? My Gemini is in the house. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say this, that one of the reasons why I do not try to tell people how to think and how to believe, because coming up in the church, it is a lot of dogma that has that cause people to believe in something without verifying, believing to do things without even doing any type of research. And so therefore, one thing that I do for all of the people that follow me on my YouTube channel is that I educate them and let them make the decisions for themselves. One of the things that I wanted to give my sons, I got 3 sons, is I want to leave them with good judgment. I feel like a man that has good judgment will factor in many things before he makes those decisions, and so therefore 9 times out of 10 it will be fair, it will be fitting for the benefit of those that are in his care. Once again, I want to say to my sisters, thank you so much for showing up and showing out for Kamala Harris, Vice President, and also thank you so much for everybody that did what they did, because you have unified melanated people like never before. And thank you so much for putting up those stats, because one thing that your stats did was to dispel ideas and beliefs that black men do not care for or do not have black women's back. And so therefore we can no longer have those arguments, and it is, even if you want to hold on to those ideas, they have already been debunked, because we know that at least 80% that voted in this election got black women's back. We also understand that we understand that black men do not have a problem with a woman of power, a woman of knowledge, intellect, and capabilities and capacity. We have also debunked all of the storylines like Pretty Lady and all these other Marvel characters where non-melanated men are rescuing their women. Only one sect of men showed up to make sure that his woman, his mother, his sister, his cousin had the autonomy, had the right over the autonomy of a home body. And so we have the record. We appreciate you. We know you didn't do that for that. We smart enough to realize that you did not do that for us to see the senses and to have that as a record. But we thank God that your intention was to expose the Latino. But we melanated people have been knowing that the whole time. They lied to us and we thought that with this on the line, they definitely ain't gonna do that. So I want to tell you guys about a story. And I say this to my sisters because I want to reinforce knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And I want you to remember this parable. I'm a Sag, so I believe in the philosophies universally and culturally. So there was a story about a scorpion and needed to cross the lake, and he asked the tortoise to allow him to get on his back and allow him to take him to the other side where he can continue his journey. And so the tortoise told him, he said, I'm not gonna allow you to get on my back because you will sting me. And he said, and the scorpion told him, he said, why would I sting you when we both will drown? That makes logical sense. Why would I sting you and we both gonna drown? So the tortoise said, That makes sense. So he allowed the scorpion to get on his back, and as he got almost to the middle of the pond to get to the other side, the scorpion stings the tortoise. The tortoise starts reacting to the poison in the tortoise. So the tortoise said, "Why did you sting me?" He said, "I'm a scorpion." So all of my melanated people, no matter what somebody tell you, and it may make sense to let them ride on your back, but I promise you, what's in them, come on here somebody, what's in them, oh my God, what's in them, what's innate in them, will catch you in the middle of your goal, catch you in the middle of your journey, catch you in the middle of your accomplishment, and they're going to do what they do because it's natural, it's innate. Innate means it comes from within. So no matter how much sense it don't make for people to vote against their interests, what's in them will come out there. That's where we messed up, because it made no sense to us. But it ain't about what makes sense up here. It's about what's in somebody. And when somebody has something in them for you, they will wait for an opportune time to enact. But that's why we have mass deportation. Praise God. Now, I want to say to all of you, first of all, salutations to my madrina, to my padrino, to my oba, to all of my brothers and sisters, Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajay. Tap that string so y'all know how I get down. I'm more vocal on my YouTube page because y'all know TikTok get people too much power over here to report your live. So I want to say honor to you. First of all, I want to say hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. Now, I have a list. Now, I want to talk about something that you may have heard from various spiritualists, but if those that have been following me know that I have a way. I am Crown Mafedi Fun. Oh yeah, I am also Crown Mafedi Fun Babalu. I'm also Scratch, and I'm also a Tata and Kisi. I am also a practitioner of Obia and a lot of conjure, root work, voodoo, mainly Mahaitian voodoo. So I have a lot of things. I'm a pastor, and in the circumference of my church, I practice the ATRs, and I allow other people that practice the other ATRs to feel comfortable in my church setting, and also letting people know that you don't have to practice any of the ATRs to be comfortable in my church. But as the leader, I want people to feel comfortable practicing different traditions of magic. What's up, Darius? So I want to talk about something that is very significant to melanated people. And my subject on today, because this is lunar energy. Lunar energy is about growth in cycles, right? So I want to talk about self-care of blackness. Self-care of blackness. Now, one of the things that I do for all people around the world, I keep it simple. And what I do is I try, before you talk about doing a spell, before you do a prayer, before you do an ebo, I want you to understand what self-care is. And something has happened through this election that has allowed melanated men and women to realize it is time for self-care. But we need to understand the definition of this, so therefore we can operate in unison. Paul said it like this, like-minded. That we are all in the same mind, on the same one accord. And so therefore, as a collective, we can get these things done when it comes to self-care. So first of all, we want to understand this is why this is not directed at anybody else, because this is about self. I'm going to say it again. No one should get offended with what is going to be said, because this is about self-care of blackness. Okay? So let's define self, first of all. Since I'm educated, since I'm skilled, I've been doing magic since I was a child. I'm 51, about to be 52 in December. Self means, listen to this, y'all. A self means a person's essential being that distinguishes them from others, especially considering as the object of an introspection and reflection. So what that means, we're in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is going to be around here for 2,000 years. Okay? And what our individual self needs to be identified. And what has happened in Christianity or different other ATRs, we see people trying to become carbon copies of other people. Individuality allows you to be a distinction between the heart, the lungs, the legs, the kneecaps, the ankles. We are a body, we are a collective, but we all have different gifts and abilities. That's why we have air signs and water signs and earth signs and fire signs, because even though we are collective, we have different mobilities, we have different skills and talent. I want y'all to understand some of the power of self. In Christianity, they always teach you about don't be selfish. I'm going to teach you about self, and you will understand the difference between self and selfish. Okay, so the fact that you need to be able to have why you came to this planet, what you were born to do, to operate within, and you understand your personal value. See, this is important. What we have done is we try to care for other people. We still have that slave mentality. Take care of master's baby over our babies. This is what's happening when you got other people, as we're going through our situations and circumstances in this election. They want us to be concerned about others, because that is still the slave mentality. And so what we have realized, our black woman has realized, wait a minute, these nipples belong to my children. This chest, this breast belongs to our children. We're not here for you, sirs. I say this is self-care. You understand? What nurturement I have, every enzyme, every nutrient that's in my body to nurture, it goes to my blackness. The arche, the chi, the teaching, the channel, whatever it is that I consist of as the creator of the universe, as the woman, I'm here to nurture my blackness. Are y'all hearing me? My creativity belongs to my blackness. My ability to understand herbs and vitamins and supplements and how to connect it, that belongs to my blackness. Self is essential. That means you cannot do without. See, a part of magic and spirituality and manifestation has a lot to do with how anchored you are in self. Self as a Sag, self as a Pisces or Aries. I know my energy, so I don't get lost when I get into Ifa. I don't get lost when I get into voodoo. I don't get lost when I get into Christianity. I don't get lost when I'm by myself. I don't get lost when I'm with other people. I don't get lost when I'm up. I don't get lost when I'm down, because I am anchored in what's essential for my existence. I want you to understand, when you are anchored and your foundation, and you understand why you are who you are individually. See, this is the power of self. Care means this. This is why when people tell you about, oh, I want you to do a self-care, spirit. First of all, we're not the same. Even in our blackness, we are diversified. Like the Bible says, many administration, but function different. Many gifts, but there's diversity in the gifts. But it's all of one spirit, one faith, one baptism. See, that's the conscious. When you hear melanated people talk about the collective consciousness, we understand that we come from that one divine. No matter how we came to the earth and decided to become a Baptist, or we become a Presbyterian, an AME, or we become an atheist, or we decided to become a doctor or a lawyer, or we decided to become a streetwalker, whatever it is, sir and ma'am, we know that we are one. We have come to that conclusion, and we want to say thank you. And I know that you don't want to hear this, but there's enough conscious people that is resonating what I'm about to say. So we know what self means. Now we got to figure out what care means. The provision of what is necessary. I underline necessary. The provision for what is necessary for the health, the welfare, the maintenance, maintaining it, to maintain your blackness. There must be provision for that. Your maintenance and protection of someone or something. So you cannot completely self-care without creating or providing provision that is necessary for your health, your welfare, your maintenance, and your protection. If you are not doing all of that, that's not self-care. If you're taking care of the head and not the feet, that's not self-care. If you're taking care of the left side and not the right side, that's not self-care. If you're taking care of the woman and not the man, that's not self-care. If you're taking care of the straights and not the gays, that's not self-care. Come on here, somebody. Because anything, once I understand self, I understand what I reflect. That's why we can meet brothers and sisters of different states and different backgrounds and still identify with them. Whether they speak our language or not, we identify because we see self. You understand? This is why we feel compassion or we feel a fight when it came to Vice President Kamala Harris. Because we felt the connection. Because we understood self. But we didn't understand was care. And what this election taught us, self-care. Self-care allows us to be concerned about our health. We don't want other people over our foods. We understood our welfare. What's in our best interest? When you allow other people to participate where they don't have to consider your welfare. I had a young man come on my one of my videos that I did, and he begins to talk about, yes, you voted like this, and I'm upset about the election too, but the children in Palestine are innocent. And I said, you are absolutely right. And the children, the black children, my 2-year niece is innocent too, that grown people made decisions without considering her either. And I cannot focus on the Palestinian child when I have to do self-care. Because I got to secure my mother. I got to secure my sister. I have to secure. Self-care doesn't mean that I don't care about other people. But self starts with the essential of my survival. And care means that I must bring in my conjurers, my mystics, and make sure that my brothers and sisters out there have the understanding how we're going to care for one another. And you can't care for one another if you good, but she ain't good. Okay, to all of my uneducated brothers and sisters, a part of self-care is for us that know to make sure you're not getting played. Your job is to listen to us. That's why the Bible said, let the weak say I'm strong. And the Bible said, let the strong bear the infirmity. The self-care will always consider the less fortunate. Because your winning keeps me winning. You understand? The reason why I get on social media and go through the things that I go through on social media, because I know that a part of my self-care is not for me to be the only one that is enlightened. In order for my cycle to continue, my timeline, my growth, my development, is that my brothers and sisters understand what real root work is, what real content, what it means about returning back to your roots. This is when you understood that when you give to your apostles and your elders, it comes back to you. But we have seen that other people, we have given it to systems that don't give back to us. That's not self-care. I'm going to say that again. We have given it to restaurants. We have given it to causes that don't reciprocate our health, our welfare, our maintenance, or our protection. I'm not here to tell you what to do, sir and ma'am. I'm just here to tell you that if you are here to self-care for blackness, then certain things should be on the table, because it's essential for the well-being and the health of all people. Your daughter having the ability to have autonomy over her body means that my niece has autonomy over her body. That means my great niece has autonomy over her body. That means my mother has and my grandmother. See, self-care is understanding that what I do and what I say affects all of me. All of me, all the branches, all the leaves, all the boughs to the tree. That's why we call it that family tree. See, people that don't have knowledge and clarity, they will tell you about self, but they don't explain to you that the care is also the maintenance that is required in order for that thing to stay healthy and strong. So you might not need that fruit today, but you might need that fruit tomorrow. You might not need that uncle today, but you might need that uncle tomorrow. You might not need that auntie or that cousin or that grandmother today, but you might need them tomorrow. You might need that son today or that daughter today, but you might need that tomorrow. Self-care is making sure that everybody that's involved is at a level clear. So one of the things that I'm contributing to self-care is education. One thing that I can do is enlighten and inspire my sisters that when you self-care, you cannot leave out your man. That man, whether it be your father, that man, whether it be your brother, see, this is where our conjure comes in. A part of my self-care is coming up because I'm a problem solver. I'm a troubleshooter and a problem solver. I'm not a problem creator. You understand? I create content to resolve issues for people that want to resolve. People that want to get something a sober way of approaching magical practice. And you cannot be a good root worker, a good conjurer, a good mystic, a good adject, not understanding how to maintain the universe, how to maintain nature. See, the reason why we fight for nature because we know we are part of nature. The reason why other people can destroy nature and destroy our environment and our air and our waters, because these people are naturally innate, parasitic, destroyers, barbaric, by nature, innate. No matter how much money, how much land, how much wealth, it is what it is. You putting a snake in a cage doesn't make it any different because you call it a pet. I'm going to say that again. Because you put a snake in a cage and call it a pet doesn't make it anything other than what it is. And we want to thank all of the American systems that came to the conclusion that black men do support black women. And so therefore now in conjure, we can have more trust because we can debunk some of these ideas that our men or our women won't come for us. That is not true. My platform, on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, any social media platform is predominantly supported by black women. A small percentage of black men. Because they ain't got there yet. I give out too much truth. I give out too much reality. So they got to get there. But predominantly, I am supported by women of excellence, women of means, women of intelligence. So it was very easy for a man like me to support a woman like Kamala Harris. It was very, very easy because my mother ran her house. It was very easy for me because my grandmother ran her house. It was very easy because I seen the men in my family support their mother. I seen the men in my family support their sisters. I seen them fight for them. I seen them stand up for them, whether it was split. See, I grew up like that, so therefore it was very easy for me to look at her and say she can run this country. I know that some of you did not grow up the way that I did, and so therefore, and you didn't have sisterhood. My grandmother was an Eastern Star, so I understood, and my spiritual dad was a Mason, so I understood the power of brotherhood. Because you could be standing out on the side of the road. Come on here, somebody. I want to talk to y'all today. You could be standing out on the side of the road, broke down, with no money in your pocket as a Mason, and throw out that symbol. Come on here, somebody. And I had my cousin on my dad's side. He did this, and they were stranded. And he's a Mason, and he threw that symbol out there. And just a few minutes later, an 18-wheeler started smoking the brakes. That meant that he stopped that truck to the point that you saw smoke coming. See, when you understood brotherhood and you understand sisterhood, then you understand the power of the Ankh. You understand why the Egyptians represented the womb and the human, the phallus, as a representation of masculine energy and feminine energy working together. It was never meant to be separate. This is why caucasity always divides the house, and a house divided cannot stand. And now that we have the algorithm, now that we have the facts, now that we have the analytics, we can push past the idea, the misnomer, that black men and black women are not together on one subject matter. We were on one accord. In the book of Acts is that on one accord. And when they became on one accord, what? The Holy Ghost, what? It fell. And so we understand that the system tried to swallow up our hope. But we understood the system was never created for us. So we're going to talk about introspection. Introspection is the examination of the observation of one's mental and emotional process. So we need to understand how we process information. And because I'm a Sag, I like to deal in truth. And introspection allows us to sit down and count up the cost. And what happened after the election, black men and black women said, what in the hell happened? And we sat down and we began to process or examine or observe what just took place. And when the facts came out, see, we didn't make a move to the left or the right because we knew something had happened. And when those numbers came out, was revealed to us who lied to us. I'm going to say that again. This is why these things are important. This is why I believe in universal laws. Because they apply and they're applicable to each other, to each and every one. See, when it comes down to systematic anything in any country or any state or any nation, that's man-made. And it doesn't apply to everybody. The idea of the Constitution does not apply to everybody. The Constitution was not created for melanated people. The universal laws were created for all life that comes to this earth plane. That's why I dwell in universal laws, whether I'm practicing voodoo, Kabbalah, mystic, or Ajay. This is why I try to give the melanated people as much information so they can make better decisions. But I could not have given them those analytics. This election gave them the analytics that we could be affected overall, because I only have a part to play. So the mere fact that we have to understand how to observe how mentally and emotionally we process things. This is why it's important to know whether you're air sign or earth sign or water sign or fire sign, because we all, even though different elements, we process information different. And the beautiful thing about the way we process information, this is one thing I want y'all to always remember about truth. It doesn't matter if you process it through fire. It doesn't matter if you process truth through air. It doesn't matter if you process it through water. It doesn't matter if you process it through earth. You're still going to come to the same conclusion. It don't matter if you was rich. You came to that conclusion. It don't matter if you was poor. We came to the same conclusion. It don't matter if you were educated. We still came to. That's why we were on one accord. That's why this is important. Thank you for tapping that stream. Because this is what I say to melanated people. Be careful of what we allow them to promote to us. When people are saying things that are honestly and truthful, this is when the algorithms change, because they monitor us. They would be unwise not to monitor us. And they know those that are out there spewing poison, and they also know those out there spewing truth. That's why I say, as a melanated people, once we deduce what's going on, then we strategize how to strengthen our brothers, how to strengthen our sisters that actually have the knowledge. That's why this is important. Reflect this. It's REFLEXIVE. It is denoting a pronoun that refers back to the subject of the cause, in which is used myself or themselves. So a part of care and a part of self is being able to reflect, because real magic starts from within. The Western world teaches you that power comes from without. But every African diaspora, every African science teaches you the first part of magic starts within. That's why it starts with us as an individual and then our ancestors, because we are our ancestors. And so therefore, when you understand that, that means that's why you venerate. That's why we pay homage. And what is now abundantly clear to not all of us, but enough of us have been awakened that we have to self-care. And anything attached to us is essential to us. And so therefore, I know that I got to look out not only for my children, but my nieces and my nephews. Anything that is attached to self and blackness, I need to care for, which means I need to provide what is necessary for their health, for their well-being, for their maintenance, and their protection. That's why, whether I'm tired, whether I'm frustrated, I still get up and do what I got to do as a man. I'm going to utilize my spiritual. I was doing a ceremony on last night because I'm here to provide self-care. And so I did some sacrifices last night because I'm feeding my extraterrestrial. And to those that don't know what extraterrestrial means, that I have power that is outside of the earth realm. That's all that means. It's not as simple as I said it, but the point is that the powers that be. So there's a spell that I use. I say above all federal, state, county, and city. Now I have to say above Supreme Court, federal, state, county, and city. Because those that have the power, those that have access, we have to support these people. Those that have the legal minds to go and fight for blackness and do some self-care, those are the people that we have to support their business. Those that are out there going to support our health when it comes down to what we're eating and processing and where we're getting our foods, because there always of us are born of the earth. My sister has a gift. We call it, in our family, in black culture, we call it the green thumb. My sister can grow anything. Anything. I can bring her seeds, I can bring her trees, she can grow anything. And so these people are essential that is necessary for us to maintain not only our physical health, but our mental health. There are people that are out here like TD Jakes that we want to throw in the garbage, but these people have given us an inspiration to go on from day to day, from week to week, from month to month. This is why we don't allow them to destroy what gives us self-care. Because ain't none of us perfect. And we don't need to be perfect to give self-care. That's why real magic is called sorcery. Uh-oh, I'm messing with some of y'all. To the Christian believer, if you are saying, great is he that is on the inside of me, it's the same thing as sorcery. Because sorcery is the power from within. Utilizing your own chi, your own prana, your own ache to manifest. So all of you that believe that greater is he that is on the inside of you, you are doing sorcery as an air sign, a water sign, a fire sign, an earth sign. And so therefore I encourage many of my brothers and sisters out here that tap the stream, follow me on my YouTube channel. I'm going to give strategies for us to navigate what is to come. What I want us to do, and what is already being started, is self-care. Self-identifying yourself as a woman. Self-identifying you're a man. It doesn't matter if it is a trans man, a trans woman. If you house blackness, you deserve, did you hear what I said? You deserve health, wealth, maintenance, and protection from us. From us. You deserve, black woman, which was shown that black men were there providing health, welfare, maintenance, protection. Because they understand now. They were platformed to be the only men. Remember in the movies, the black men are the women the first to go. Sometimes they let the black woman live a lot longer in the movies than the black man. But the black man, it's like he got to make his check. He got to make his, because he got to do all he can do in the first scene, because 9 times 10 he gonna be killed off every now and then. That's why we were hurraying about Denzel Washington. We couldn't believe they let him get to the end of the movie. We can't believe that Will Smith and what's that movie? Hancock wasn't here. That's why that's significant, because we're so used to seeing in movies, no matter what type of movie. That's why Django was such a hit to black men. You mean to tell me that this black man is riding on the horse with this white man? This is why these things are significant, and why certain roles, certain actors, black actors would reject, because they understood self-care. I got to make sure that I open door. That's why when Monique, the comedian, when she was doing what she's doing, she said, I got to think about the babies that are coming behind me, because if I take this, then what they gonna take? If I done accomplished all this, I have got crowned, I got initiated, I done went through all this. If I let them walk over me, what about the babies, the other spirits, the root workers, the conjurers, the mystics, the apostles, the pastor behind me? If I, as Apostle Ely, stand up and shed the light that is necessary, a part of that is self-care. Because I'm going to inspire some young black girl, some young black boy, that they can be more than just a Christian, more than just a Tata, more than just a midwife. Because in the reality of what power is to understand why it is important for me as a black man to hold the door open for my elderly. Oh yeah, I'm going somewhere. I don't care how much I lay hands on the sick and they recover. I don't care how much I cast out demons. At the end of the day, a part of my self-care is respecting my elders. Making sure they're okay. Making sure they're secure. Making sure that what's around them, they feel safe. And so therefore, when our elders may have lost hope in young people, but if you look at the statistics, the analytics, there's a reason, there's a tangible, a concrete reason for you to believe in us and for us to believe in you. Because when it gets down to it, we will do the right thing. That's proof. Yes, I'm getting strong at my magic, but that's for us. Yes, I'm excelling. So if you decide and you want to get into various of ATRs, you know that you have a melanated man out here that is, greetings to you, Empress. Yes, baby. You know that you got a melanated man out here that's going to make sure that you get what? Help when it comes to your spirituality. That you get the proper warfare. That means that I will have your best interests. That's why I have my baby Scorpio. I'm even, because I understand that self-care is that when women are good, then the men are good. Because the women teach the village. It was my mother that taught me how to utilize my swing wang. You understand? It wasn't my father. It was my mother. So women are the teachers. And so therefore, my understanding, if I make sure that melanated women get the right information, they get the right magic, they get the right cleansings, then they can take it back to the village. They can inspire the village to do what's right and self-care for them. And after a while, each village gets stronger and stronger and brighter and brighter. And as a collective, it puts us in a position of power to resist, to protect. So that is my job as a spiritual man, is to make sure that there's provision. See, when you support me, this is what you support. When you follow me, this is what you're going to hear. Now, I'm a lot more graphic on my YouTube page because y'all know how TikTok works. But because I have education, I can use more than one synonym depending on how upset I am. Because I am a fire sign. My moon is in Aries, so I can get heated. And at some point, I can say, I don't give a... And then I let you have it. So, but we have examined and we have sat back and examined and observed what really happened. And to all of you out there that think this ain't got nothing to do with magic, the level of prejudice that is out there in the ATRs, and I want to say this to all of my Latino brothers and sisters that are practicing the ATRs. I don't care if you voted for Trump or didn't vote for Trump, but because I got self-care, I'm gonna say this to you because I know that some of you follow me, you don't support me, but you like how I rock the ATRs. But let me say this to you. My advice to you is to start shipping your Ngangas now, and start shipping your Orishas now back home, because when ICE comes, ICE is not going to allow you to take your cauldron. So if you want to be able to continue to practice and not have to redo those ceremonies in your native land, I would find me a UPS, a FedEx, anything that's international, and start boxing up your Orishas ahead of time. Start getting your botanicas broken down before time. So when that happens, because it's already started, that you will be ahead of the game, and at the very least, your magical pots will already be back home in your native country. And don't worry about it. We're the originator of all this anyway. So we will be fine with our magic, our black magic. We will be fine in our protection and our health. We're children of the earth, and we're a microcosm of the universe, and so therefore we have too many intelligent black men out here that will be fine. Matter of fact, y'all got y'all magic from us. That's why you have That's why we were trying to tell you wasn't white. We were trying to tell you black, but you didn't want to hear that. But that's no here, no there. What I want to do is encourage you to pack up, so ICE don't get, because then your Nganga gonna be left here in America. Your Botana gonna be left here in America. Your stores are gonna be left here in America. So, you know, it's real. This is what, for every action, there's an opposite and an equal reaction. And I want my black melanated people to understand why this is self-care. Because we don't have to do to you what you did to us. You reap your own whirlwind. You reap your own whirlwind. But we would prefer you to reap that whirlwind over there. Over there. Because we already have to contend with what has done. And so we have to pull our power. This is why I'm elevating my magic to certain other levels, because I understand what we're up against. And so therefore, and we only want to deal with the prejudice of one race of people, not all these other people that want to be like those people. So that's my love. If you want to part of letting you get the opportunity to start shipping your stuff, and all your bakeries and your lawn service. I mean, if I was you, I would go to the pawn shop right now and start pawning your stuff. You know, at least you're gonna get something out of it. I got a Latino neighbor, and it's me, it's a Jamaican, a Haitian across the street, a white guy over there, and a Latino, no, a white and then a Latino. Deportation is real. So I would, you know, sell your trailers, you know, get as much money up as you can of American dollars. I think that's wisdom. And just start rolling it out, you know. At least you would have something, instead of when ICE come, you will have nothing, because they're gonna be casing you up. So, you know what I'm saying, your favorite underwear, or, you know, your thong, whatever you got going on, you know what I'm saying, to each their own. Take some of your drag clothes over there, do what you got to do, so you don't have to start from scratch. So, back to melanated self-care. And so therefore it's more than just skin care. It's more than just utilizing certain elements, talking about loving yourself. No, a part of loving yourself is understanding how we affect one another. Understanding that we have to come up with different ways of communicating with each other. Now that the statistics are out there, we know and we verify. Because guess what? You may not be an initiate into voodoo, Santeria, Lacumi, the Congo, but I am. And I'm melanated. We gonna be all right. We got some sisters that know how to read. If it's of spiritual nature, if it's a medical nature, we got melanated men and women that are in a medical field. We're gonna be fine. Your hair still gonna get done, huh? Your nails gonna still get done. It won't be Sean Lee, but you're still gonna get done. We're gonna be okay. We're still it's some cooking men and women out there. We're going to eat. Our ancestors took the worst animal, swine, and was able to make delicatessens out of that. Like, we know we're gonna be fine. There's too many smart, gifted. We are the creators of all of this. So you can't bring pressure. What you done did was bust your pipes trying to bring pressure to melanated people. Now, did you disturb us with your decision? Oh, absolutely. I'm going to give you that. One thing about me, when I'm in spiritual warfare, somebody give me a good hit, I give them credit. Oh, yeah, I felt that. It didn't knock me off my rockers. It didn't throw me off my throne, but I felt that. And I'm going to give you credit for that. Oh, you frustrated. You had us like, well, what in the hell happened? But see, you have to understand something. Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, is not 80 years old. She's 60. She's 60. And she got an opportunity, if she so choose, to run again in 4 years. So we're not worried about that. Okay? If Hillary ran 3 times, this Kamala, I'm just saying, you know, I like facts. I don't know about nobody else, but part of my self-care is truth and facts and reality and you sow, you reap. You know, I love universal laws because they keep me on track. That's right, she got time. But guess what? We have time. What's going to happen? See, the problems that we had in this election, we won't have in the next election because deportation would have taken care of a lot of the problems. See, you sowed your own exit. You voted for your own exit. So there's no sense of melanated people remaining upset. All we have to do is get out the way and let the will of the people be done. We're going to be fine. We already intellectually know how to deal with this. We prefer not to have to deal with it, but we know how to deal. We got the magic. I'm not the only man or woman out here that has real conjuring, real spirituality. It might be scarce, maybe rarity, but it's nor here nor there. So we already know this. We already got educators. We already got nurses. We already got doctors. We're every aspect of life. That's why I love the zodiac. Zodiac in every African deals with every aspect of life. So there's a melanated person born in every aspect of life. That's what they were born to do. That's what they do. And so we're going to be cared for because we're going to care for one another. And what we want to do is we want to thank everybody that participated and to bring into the level of clear how many black women, how many black men, alafia, that are here for one another and that knows how to respond. See, we didn't want to get rid of our crazy auntie. That's why Ache, we are healers. Because when you can't depend on man's medicine, ain't no better medicine man or medicine woman than a melanated person. They are already divinely connected to nature. The spirits are going to move for them. You understand? One thing about care is the truth. Facts. Reality. I'm 51, about to be 52. Melanin is proof. And I want to say to many of you guys, if you did not know, and what has happened, it's a tragedy. But what we are not going to allow the Democratic Party to do is to make her the problem. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that. We will pull our power and we will vote where our best interest, whatever cares for us, that maintains us, that our well-being and our protection. Understand? We will vote Democratic, we will vote Republican, we will vote Independent, or we won't vote at all, depending on how you behave. How you behave with her, depending on how we behave with you. You understand? Since we all clear. What's up, Miss Whitney, my 79? That's a good looking woman. I've been trying to get Miss Whitney to put 69 on that number right. Those are my numbers. I'm not trying to be perverted on Miss Whitney, but 69 is my number. 369. Those are my spiritual numbers through all of my traditions. But I do have some other issues why I want 69. But I love y'all, my fellow Sagittarians. Now, my brothers and sisters, I am doing conjuring. If you have not followed me yet, she said, laugh out loud, we Sagittarius. Yes. And I don't give up. I keep on trying. You know how long I've been trying? And I'ma still come. I love you, man. Not as much as I love you, because you the mother of the Mother Earth. That's Whitney. Woo! Whitney Houston. Whitney. Oh, I done got sidetracked. That's what I'm talking. Let me tell y'all something. And these are facts. You have to understand why people have the idea of racism. So let me explain it to you like this, all of my melanated people. Let me break, before anybody else try to comprehend this, I'm going to explain it to the melanated people. Why things are. When you are the top of the food chain, it was in everybody's best interest to bring you down. So in order for melanated people to be where they are and having to fight to rise again, everybody had to have a hands in that, including other melanated people. So, the proof that I have that you have always been envy, and I'll just, no matter where you are, there's somebody there for you. There's an ugly man somewhere for you. I don't care what you look like, there's provision. Stop believing that there's no provision. There's provision. So, the proof that I have to you that you have always been the bar, that non-melanated woman, that with the caucasity and the audacity, that non-melanated man with the audacity and the caucasity, you have always been the pinnacle of what he's tried to achieve. Because you don't see white boys trying to be like Asian boys. You don't see that white boys are not trying to be like American Indian boys or Latin boys. You see white boys trying to be like black men. That's it. You don't see the American white woman trying to Botox, trying to look like. She's not taking surgery, trying to emulate any other image or figure than the black woman. I don't care how, this is what you feel like because people being mean to you, that they don't want what you got. The reason to be racist to you is to mess with your mental and your emotional faculty and make you think that it's something about you that is being wrong. But the reason why the racism exists because it's the idea that caucasity is superior, when genetically it's debunked, chemically it's debunked, intellectually it's debunked, and spiritually it's debunked. And especially when it comes down to that good, ain't no piece of pie on planet Earth better than some jungle fever. Ain't no wood on earth better than that rod of correction. Do you understand? And that's whether you gay, straight, or bi. It cannot be compared, as they say, incomparable. So the emulation of who you are, the simulation of who you are, is the proof that you need. This has always been about you. Ain't got to do with you rich or poor, educated. They say, damn, I got $1 billion and I'm cracking like a rotten, not a mango. That green fruit. I got on tip of my tongue. Anyway, they realize no matter how much money and wealth they got and how much go to the gym, it's cracking apart. And hey, you done smoke that, you done drug that, you done sex that, and you still look better than they do. You ain't got no self-care, and your genetics alone got you hanging in the game. You can barely stand up. You wobbling as we speak. But you look good for what you done been through. Huh? You done got 18 wheelers to hit you, and you still look like you ain't been in one accident. That's got to be very frustrating. That makes them angry. Do you not know how much we don't need perfume and we still smell good? What do you think about the FBA agenda? I think it's divisive. I don't care about nobody's agenda but our own. I'm being honest with you. This government has always came against my black Americans. Always. It's nothing new. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I mean, I'm not gonna do Black history for you. But I will say this. All over this rural, I will say this in a very truthful manner. Nobody has history without Black history. Because Black history is the originator of all life. So you can't give an account for your history without acknowledging Black history. And when you do so, sir or ma'am, you dishonor yourself. And that's a personal thing. It's not my thing. So when I do magic, I do African magic. When I do protection work, I do African protection work. And so do you. But then you get up and try to personify yourself in whiteness. That is your prerogative. But just like racism is not, it's a double-edged sword, it's not even good for the white people that operate in it. Racism is not good for anybody because it's not the truth. It's just not the truth. And no matter how much cheating, lying, and whatever else they do to try to keep it alive, it's not a true factor. And that's why they got to go to the extremes of things. But at the end of the day, we still got our black magic. And that magic is superior to all things in heaven, in earth, and under the earth. Chaos energy, carbon energy, 666, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons, is superior to any form of government. And that's why I am encouraging my melanated sisters to get back to their conscience, get back to their roots. And so therefore we are able to stand powerfully and potently and fiercely. As in Beyonce said it best in Oshun energy. Bullets bouncing off. Huh? They're not getting, they created a space program for a reason, y'all, because we are the aliens. And when they say we're not human, what they're really saying that we have gods and we have man. And instead of calling us our original name is Daemon, they start calling us demons. I'm going to say that again. When you understand who you are and what you are, you realize they were calling black arts demonic when it was the arts of the of black men and women that were half gods and half goddesses, half God and half men, because that was the Emmanuel, the heavens, the spirit being made what flesh. And so therefore we are spirits having a human experience. That's all that Christianity, because it came out of Egyptology and Kemet. So when you understand that, you start understanding why they have such a problem. But I say to many of you all, we're going to bring heaven to earth, because we're going to do self-care of that blackness. And we're going to do whatever we have to do to invest in whoever we got to invest in, so we can care for that blackness and make sure that blackness can ward off any evil. Any weapon that is formed against us, it will not prosper. And the Latino people found that out very quickly. That kickback is a mother. That kick, I mean, we knew that it was going to be some repercussion, but I think it was almost like instant karma, like a bitch slap. I mean, it's like, boom. You be like, I knew this was coming, but I was just, oh my God. Oh my God. They done already cut off the assistance for migrant workers. They done financial assistance. They done already started. They not waiting till Trump get into office. They already implemented it all right. People getting their bonuses. They won't be getting no bonuses yet. It's already, and we're going to be fine. They're banning interracial marriages in Tennessee. Is that good? Absolutely. I do think it's good. And the reason why I think it's good, because when you make decisions, you need to live with your decisions. I would have never made that decision because I'm wise. It doesn't matter if I'm not in an interracial relationship. I know it's not my business about who somebody married. If they want to marry a man, a woman, they want to be same-sex marriage, I don't have to live that life. So why do I care about who somebody else want to be with and what they want to do with their stuff when they die? It is caucasity that's always in other people's business trying to tell. And I've never understood how somebody that has no rhythm telling somebody else around here killing and doing all this lying and stealing. They're doing all of this stuff. How he gonna tell you how to be a man? And what about family? Like the statistic proves. Even when Jeff Sessions was the Attorney General of these United States, white supremacy was the greatest threat of America. And he was going after everybody but that. That's when Trump was already in office. While Trump was already the president, it was brought up that the greatest threat, the FBI, the CIA said, in America is white supremacy. It's not my fault you didn't believe it. I didn't need the FBI to tell me that. Anytime somebody got an idea that is completely false, that they keep trying to run it, no matter how many times you run it, ain't gonna make it more true. So you got to steal, kill, cheat, lie. Let me tell y'all something. How do you make somebody feel like they lost when you are a convicted felon? You shouldn't have even been able to vote. You shouldn't have been able to run. Like, y'all got to break all of the rules in order to get this man there. She had to follow all of the rules and superseded expectation. How can you make me feel bad about that? You can't. You can't. I am when you see black men and women overcome obstacles of racism like she did, oh, we proud. We understand the unfairness. We don't like that. But if you ask the average black person how she ran her campaign, we applaud her. She did that. She slammed that. She slammed dunk. She Michael Jordan that. She LeBron James that. She Michael Jackson. She Whitney Houston that. Like, we all know that melanated woman handled her business. And black men and women handled their business. That's all. So she did that. Your application, those interviews you went through, you did your job. But they had no intention of hiring you. They never wanted you to be the face of their company in the first place. But you handled that. You did that interview. Huh? You showed up and showed out and left the hors d'oeuvres for them to eat when you left the interview. Huh? And know when you do your excellent. There's a young lady, I can't remember her name, but she ice skates. And because she was able to do certain execute certain exercises on the ice that the other girls couldn't do. And there's Simone Biles is another one. She's doing things that the other girls are not strong enough. They don't like that. Walk in your excellency. I don't care if they give you a trophy and say you came in third place. They can't do what she did. Nancy Pelosi can't do what she did. Huh? Can't none of them. Gretchen, none of them could have done what that woman did. Less than 3 months. Huh? We know better. The biggest coon, the biggest bootlicker, know that woman handled her business. She did a superb job. Ain't nothing to be embarrassed about. And she represented each and every time. She was doing things she had no business doing. Making concessions to people that already knew they weren't going to vote for her. We all done experienced that. Look how great I am in my spirituality. And look who they promoted. That don't make me feel nothing. That doesn't limit my greatness. That doesn't limit my knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding. None of that. Because I'm still going to be great. I don't need that to be great in your world. As long as I'm great in my blackness, as long as I excel and my people recognize that, I've done my thing. Huh? I've done my thing. Just like Kamala did her thing, and she probably gonna do it again. I'm doing my thing right now as a melanated man. I'm sexy. I'm delicious. I will have you salivate. Okay? And everybody, no matter whether you agree with me, you also know that I'm very knowledgeable and I'm very insightful. You understand? It don't matter if you don't get the job. It don't matter they won't get the loan. Huh? It don't matter. I know you think it bothers you, but you did that. You gave them everything they needed to give you to get that loan. They weren't going to do it anyway. They're going to find a reason. When that Caucasian walk in there, they're going to have the lowest credit report. They're going to already done file bankruptcy. They already, and when they ask for that $50,000 loan, they didn't even have a job. They're going to find a program to make sure they get that money. You don't walk out that bank feeling bad. You walk out that bank and you say, you did that. Huh? You walk out that building, I did that. You better say that, join that team. That's all I'm trying to say. This is Moon's Day. This is about growth, evolution. This is about the truth. Self-care of blackness. All right? I'm going to see y'all later on tonight on my YouTube channel. If you not had the opportunity to join my YouTube family, do yourself a favor and come on there with the blackness. is strong and in charge. Praise God. Praise Jehovah. God bless.